want to eat? Come here, want to eat? Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, honey. Omar. So the other day I stumbled across this stuff that's you can't get it. You can't get it. You can't get it. The other day I stumbled across this stuff that had me all excited, I'll be honest. But then you get to the punchline, so to speak. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Or not the punchline, but I'm just being like, it's the bad part. And the bad part is that it's simply too expensive, even for its raw food. It's like, I don't know, it's Dr. Martin's or something. He was featured on Oprah. And I spent hours taking notes on it. Because it's one of those things you have to watch the whole thing to the end. And it's just too expensive for most people. Most people could not afford to give their dog this full time. Even for it's just too much. It's like ridiculous. I think it's like, even for a 20-pound dog, like $200-something a month. Most people cannot afford that, okay? Sure, the stars can afford it, you know, like Oprah and whatever, but I did take notes because what I learned, a lot of it I already knew, but there was stuff that I didn't know. And just like our sickness, I got from, watching the movie Bod or whatever, I mean, and plus reading things, where human beings, plus I watch things on HBO and whatever, but we're way sick, people are way sicker than they ever used to be, way sicker. All diseases are way more prevalent than they were just a certain amount of time ago. And I watch shit like that, I learn stuff. And well, it's the same with dogs. This is a vet. He's a vet. He's been in practice for like nearly 40 years. And dogs used to be 1 out of 10 dogs would get cancer. And now it's 1 out of less than 2. 1 out of every 1.66 dogs will get cancer. And they're seeing cancer in even younger and younger dogs. And I took notes on it because it had me, it was really, really interesting. And I learned a lot. And I was going to share it in a video. But I have to copy over my notes. I got him it, but I'm one of those people, I can't afford to, feed it to him full time. But this person who came up with this, he wants it to be like in pets, he wants it to be like a revolution, like a worldwide awareness. Because, everyone loves their pets so much. So I took notes, and I am going to share it in a video once I am able to copy over and read my notes. But what he came up with was a freeze-dried raw food with the exact nutrients that dogs need, not to thrive. And he saves a lot of dogs in his practice. But what he wants is he wants like a type of revolution. He wants people to become more aware of all the awful things go on in the pet food industry. I brought shit up like that with you guys in the past. I told you that, they wanted Omar, that vets don't learn anything about nutrition, just like doctors don't learn anything about human nutrition. And they wanted Omar to go on this type of food that of course it's who sponsors the nutrition for vets when they're kind of starting out? The big pet food companies. And they promote like this food that they wanted Omar on for a certain thing in him or whatever. or it was Angel. No, whatever it was. She wound up going on it anyway, but then we supplemented. Um, and I looked. The first ingredient was corn. Okay, it's not nutritional at all. It's designed. They make you think it's nutritional. It's like the dogs across the street. They have both their dogs on stuff that is horrible. It's not. The dog's not getting any nutrition. It's designed just to treat a certain condition, say arthritis or skin or whatever, and it's all bullshit. And this vet is exposing that, a whistleblower, so to speak. Um, anyway, I'm supposed to get that stupid stimulus check at some point, so I certainly can try out this food. If you can't afford to do it, this doctor says it's so beneficial to dogs that even if you can't afford to give it full time, to just use it as a topper, just to give the dogs a little bit. But I didn't want to just say that. I watched that whole thing and I took notes the entire time. Now, to take notes, I have to do shorthand, just like I was taking notes on what I was watching on the TV, the whole pandemic thing, and what was going on and everything. So sometimes I can't read my writing because I write really fast. Otherwise, I'd be there for 10 hours. I have to do it fast and hope that I can decipher my writing later. But I ended it totally believing it 100%. And he has the biggest smile, and I looked at him and he just seemed sincere. And he was featured on Oprah. But the bottom line is what people complain about when you go to comments, because they talk about him on the Dog Advisor. But people can't afford that. I at least give my baby Blue Wilderness, because you don't want to give your dog anything that has corn in it at all, especially when it's the first ingredient. And so many pet people just don't realize that they're actually killing their dogs giving them that crap. I learned that a while back. All Dr. Martin, whatever his name is, I'm going by my memory here, did was kind of give me a booster in what I already knew and give me a little extra shit, okay? With the stuff that he talks about in this thing was so good, it had me mesmerized. So I watched the whole thing, and in the end, I got him, some, but certainly can't afford it to, it's a 16-ounce bag for whatever. It doesn't let you, it's too expensive. For a big dog, my God, people can't afford that. It would be like $500 a month. And for a 20, so. But that doesn't mean what he's saying isn't true. It's all true. I already knew it. I knew it, and then he added in other stuff. But I already knew it. I already learned it on my own. Okay? That's why I have videos out there about, they wanted to put Angel on that stupid food that's just pure. It's not good for her at all. So it might be treating one little condition in her, when she had the kidneys, those kidney stones or whatever, but it's not giving her nutrition, and she's gonna, a dog food that's not giving you nutrition, it's just treating that one thing. It's just gonna kill you sooner anyway. It's gonna kill the dog sooner. It is. It's undeniable. Just like all our statistics, so many more people have the heart disease and the diabetes, and you're seeing all the kids getting more and type 2 diabetes being diagnosed in younger and younger kids, and all of that. It's the same with pets. Exactly the same. You can't deny it. It used to be 1 out of every 10 dogs got cancer. Now it's at 1 out of 1.66. So 1 out of less than every 2 dogs is going to get cancer. It's a given, guaranteed. And it's solely because of the shitty dog food they're being fed. Pets all across the whatever. We've always fed Omar good dog food. When we lived in Mar Vista, there was a, Sentinella feed down the street. And we got organic dog food for him. Definitely enough corn. I knew all along you don't give your dog corn. Um, and so many people do give their dogs corn, and they're killing their dogs slowly. Um, and this vet has brought dogs back to life, but his goal, he's like, I've saved like 1,500 dogs or something in but my goal is to have them not have to even reach that point. I may laugh. And so we always gave Omar the organic dog food. And then here I gave him the top rated on Dog Advisor, which is Blue Wilderness. That's one of the top rated. But all the stuff you buy in the supermarket's pure crap, and it's gonna kill your dog. Bobby was feeding Max shitty kibbles and bits. Shitty, shitty, the shittiest fucking dog food you can imagine. And he kept it in a big bowl for Max. And I had to be careful because if Omar was running loose at all, one time Omar got, of course it tastes good and it's pure, not, it's just shit. It's like us, like Dr. Martin said, if we ate McDonald's every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we would live, but we wouldn't thrive. So that's what Max was eating, that kibbles and bits, and then Omar got into it, and he ate so much of it he threw up. But I didn't know it was down because Max didn't, Max was allowed to eat whenever he wanted because he didn't like to eat. He's not like Omar. Omar will eat and eat and eat and throw up and eat his throw up. He threw up the other night on the couch and then tried to eat it, so, but Max was different, so Max could have his dog food down. Max was a collie shepherd, and he was skinny for a collie shepherd, so he didn't like to eat. And so you'd keep dog food for him all the time, but it put me in a bad position because if I lose, I gotta watch Omar every fucking second, And Bobby liked Omar. So there were times, I would let Bobby be with Omar. But then I have to be careful of that dog food, that if Bobby forgot to lift it up, for Max. Because remember, I visited my mom a couple of times. It was an all-day affair, like 10 hours, in the mental hospital twice during that time. And, Bobby loved Omar, so he didn't want Omar to be in the cage all day long. The sweetest thing I saw one night was I came home and from wherever I'd gone. Remember, if I want to go to the store too, if I want to go grocery store, I have to leave Omar there. And Omar was sound asleep on Bobby's lap. Like Bobby was in his chair asleep and Omar was sound asleep. And it reminded me of how Omar used to like to do that with Donald, So I got Omar that dog food, and because I feel like he's aged. I just sense it, and I'm getting it too because he used to just be, he could do this not that long ago, walk all the way walk around, which isn't that far around the block, and now he stops and he can't do it, so that was a concern for me. But he has always gotten some extra people food for extra nutrition, and he's always gotten. That's another thing that's bullshit. That's because they want you to just buy the pet food. It's all a conspiracy where they say don't give your dog any type of people food. Bullshit. I took him to a holistic vet for Angel too, and he was put on pumpkin. Angel was put on blueberries too, but I gave him blueberries. He was put on pumpkin, sardines, um, watery fruit, and like stuff like broccoli, broccoli or peppers, stuff like that, and also honey. But I don't give him honey. But you know what I mean? That's a bullshit too. That's just because they want you. They don't care if your pet dies, the pet food companies. They want to make money just like Big Pharma wants to make money. It's all about money, 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 money. That's all it is in this world. It's all a lie. It's all a fucking lie. It's all a lie. But no, they always say, oh, don't give your dog any pet people food. Just give them the pet food. And the pet food is pure crap for them. And the people food, select people food, you want to be given like hope. Frito's hungry. Frito's hungry. Look, let's feed him potato chips. He ate almost the whole bag. Fuck you, bitch. But select people food is good for dogs. Remember in the olden days, they didn't have people food. I mean, they didn't have dog food, and they ate scraps. And dogs lived for a long time. They lived to be 20 years old and whatever, okay? So our pet food is actually killing our dogs. And what Dr. Martin says, even the best pet food, but he realizes that people can't, you know, most people can't afford his raw food. He came up with a way to freeze dry it. Because regular people, it's way too expensive to make your own raw food for your dog. But he freeze dries it and to make it affordable. But it's still not affordable unless you really, if you're poor, you know. So I got it to try. I want to see what it does for him. It's supposedly you'll see a difference in your dog like you wouldn't believe. And I'm also going to share my notes with you because he goes step by step by step and tells you, you know, he's a whistleblower, so to speak. He's a vet, and he's telling the fucking truth about, he's exposing the pet food companies, and I already knew this. Most of what he said I already knew because I pay attention in this life to shit. You know, I pay attention. My eyes are open to everything all the fucking time.